Hello, welcome to October 21st, 2022. I'm Kurt, this is Rudy, and this is my daily good life meditation video. Something I do each and every day just after waking up to remind myself of my life objectives and principles, and to see how I'm doing applying these to the everyday. Actually, I got up and the first thing I did was took care of some work. It's my day off, it's my Friday off, but my projects never sleep. So I took care of some work. Let's go downstairs and feed the dogs, shall we? Let's go do that. Okay. It's great having this mobile setup. It makes it so easy to move around. Come on, let's go. Let's go feed. Let's go get some breakfast. Anyway, I do this every day to, like I said, to remember my life objectives and principles, and to see how I did yesterday and plan for today. Last night and yesterday, slept up pretty good. Actually, I was up before dawn. Restlessness, but it was a kind of a pleasant kind of a restlessness. It felt kind of good to just quietly thinking about so the last couple of weeks and getting rid of everything and planning for the next steps. Anticipating the next couple of years with my wife, quieter, simpler years. Now that our daughter is effectively grown, not out on her own, still in school, still dependent on us, but in many ways able to, she doesn't really need us the way she did when she was little. Let me turn that light on. Which I guess is the point of being a parent. We can succeed when our kids can do without us. Well, they don't need us all together, but you get the point, right? They can go alone if they have. So I'm really looking forward to what's coming next for Yumiko and I. And I was up early thinking about all that, thinking about our new small place. We've gotten rid of so much stuff. The movers are going to have such an easy job next Friday moving us. There's so little to move. Maybe overkill on the big 26-foot van. Setting it up, getting our furniture arranged just so the little that we've got. I'm kind of picturing kind of like an Archie bunker type of an affair with a nice, pleasant seating arrangement. We're going to put the sofa and then my chair next to it. And I can picture us sitting there in the evening. We like to, we're not even going to have a dining room in this place. So we're just going to sit together at the table there. We like to watch, Yumiko and I like to watch our shows together. I know it's bad form to watch TV during dinner. And when Emily was young, we didn't do that. We would eat at the table. But no, she's gone. We set up our dinner at the table there, and we could watch our shows, which include lots of shows about people doing DIY, do-it-yourself reform of Japanese old houses. So I see us doing that in the evening together in our new place. I'll have my workstation, and I have a lot that I plan to do personally relative to marketing going alone. So I was just up thinking about all of that. I was also thinking about what I was going to do today. I've got the day off. Yumiko told me, go have fun. Go ride your motorcycle. Yeah, I was thinking maybe I should do that. There's some other stuff. I want to, despite, even though it looks like my office is empty, in fact, there's quite a bit that's still in set up. I really would like to take it all apart carefully. It wouldn't take me long though. And I also want to go buy, there's a Halloween costume, a Halloween party at work on Friday. No, no, whenever Halloween is, 31st, I guess it's a Monday. And I would like to go get a Halloween costume for that. Wow, that'll be my first day to actually ride to work, to commute into work from Huntington Beach to do that. I would like to do that. It would be nice to go for a motorcycle ride too. That's what I was thinking about. I was laying in bed, just imagining these things. Good, felt good to be awake and before the alarm, looking out the window, seeing Venus rising slowly above the horizon in the east. Thinking about next steps. Okay, let's begin the good life. Got my, or at least the recitation of the objectives and principles. My 7 principles, my 7 objectives, that is, are to be always ready to die, to make good and effective use of my time, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles, to cultivate good emotional reactions, to perform good actions, to recognize my true limits and my true opportunities, and to do just one thing at a time, and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully. Measured living. My 32 principles then are, number 1, the principle of war. To challenge the things that I believe are true. To not reside with them without suffering them to go through the gauntlet. 2, the principle of reason. The force, the effort that I make to determine if the things that I believe are true are in fact true. And the sub-principles of honesty, objectivity, doubt, and humiliation. To be honest with myself, to be objective in my view, to be a skeptic, a fierce skeptic at that, and sorry if I got this like 1970s thing going on here. Just bring it up higher. There we go. Maybe that'll work. That's probably worse. Like I said, to be a skeptic, and then to be ready to be grateful for the humiliation of discovering that I'm wrong. Three, the immortality. I don't believe I have a soul, or that any of us does. And so, but I do think that I have a little consciousness. Well, I know that I do. And that's what I focus my efforts on managing my consciousness. Becoming someone who can control my thoughts and my actions. With the actions being the extensions of what the consciousness decides to do. Next is the anchor hold. Each of us is kind of stuck in like a little rock and sticking out of the sea, which is our consciousness in our head, stuck here between, right up here, around here behind the forehead. It seems to feel that way for me, at least. Maybe if it does for you. Right back there between the ears. It seems like we're stuck there. And all of us are. And we're ultimately alone. Even though we can touch skin, we can never really get any closer than that. And we die alone. Next comes the home of good and evil. Right and wrong are just mere opinions that we hold maintain about the world, and these opinions. Let's move over here. Let's try out some seating while we have the chance. Oh, there's still some seating here. The home of good and evil suggests that right and wrong, good and evil don't exist in the universe outside of our opinions. So I have to be very careful to manage my considerations, manage my thoughts, what I think about the world. To be what is it? What is it? Oh, to own my values, right? because I can't get them on high. No one else is going to. Well, I mean, lots of people will offer them to me, but it's as an adult, it's my responsibility to own them and manage them. Next is after the home of good and evil is purpose. The three purpose in my life are to be a good husband and father, and then a virtuous human being, improving the well-being of thinking creatures, and then finally to promote my own personal life purpose, which is the sharing of the Good Life Creed via my story Going Alone, which is exactly what I'm doing now in this Good Life meditation. Steady boy. Next is the atomic principle. Everything is made of bits and pieces, flowing and changing and forever transforming, falling to pieces. And then after that comes the principle of nature. Everything has some particular nature. It's his nature to bite. If I touch him back here too long, he'll bite me sure as poop. But if I touch him up here, I tend to be safer. It's his nature to be hungry all the time. It's the nature of this time right now to be their time for their walk, so they're both going to be eager for it after their breakfast, so I'll have to go quick. Next comes pirate ride. I don't think we have free will. I think we're driven by the universe, not consciously, but driven by the inertia of the universe and the descriptive laws of nature. We have very little, if any, say at all, although it sure feels like that. Then comes maturity, and this are principles of wisdom, fortitude, and integrity. Maturity is the state we arrive at when we wisely remember our past successes and failures and have the fortitude to do better. And then integrity is what results when our actions align with our values. Excuse me. Next comes the social principle. We're social creatures, you and me, all of us. We need each other. Even though I wrote a book called Going Alone, I don't recommend staying alone. Going alone is a good experiment, a good experience to have, to realize that we are alone. But we should seek out the company and the partnership with others to make our lives worthwhile. Yeah, worthwhile. It's just kind of a hollow thing to seek after our own satisfaction. It's fun for a while, but after all, it eventually it rings hollow. We're social creatures. We do better improving the well-being of thinking creatures, not just of ourselves. Okay, next comes the principle of public speaking. A reminder to use few words, carefully chosen words, dedicate words that get our point across, gratuitously flashy or showy or anything like that. But the best words for the circumstances, right? That's what we should be doing with our language. Seeking after eloquence by virtue of prudence. Prudence where we align, are able to filter what's coming out of our mouth or out of our pen or from our fingers to the keyboard, filter it through our value set so that what comes out is in alignment with what we believe is best, which then results in improved integrity, right? Also to avoid spreading rumors and trading and gossip. What's that? That's funny. Okay, next is temperance. To be very careful about how much we consume in life: food, drink, work, play, sex, TV, sports, sleep, waking, running, just about anything you can think of, just in moderation. And some principles of suffering and simplicity. We suffer when we deny ourselves what we want. And a simple life is, by definition, a temperate life. Next comes, life will not go well, right? Is that it? Yeah, life will not go well. Things are going to happen. Speed bumps are going to happen along the way. Just be ready for it. It's going to happen today, minutes away. Then the horror show. Life is going to have horrible, absolutely terrible, dire consequences and outcomes. I mean, stuff that'll make your curse words come spilling out of your mouth, or my mouth at least. It's happening all around us, up and down the street of where I live, up and down the street where I'm about to move to, and in this home. If not happening now, it's coming. It's really not happening now. I know it's coming. Truly terrible things. Let's move over and join a little further. Come on, let's crowd in, boys. Or do they say, tuck in, right? Okay, now comes, then comes, after that comes, the horror show comes, that which must be born, what we have to carry, and what we have to carry is the fact of the horror show, it is the fact that life won't go well, and all the suffering that we have to endure. Remember, we'll either get through it or it'll kill us, so either way, it'll work out in a way. Whereas if death is a way of working out, I guess it is. Okay, and then finally the Feast of Woeful, suggesting to maintain our balance and equilibrium despite the internal storm that's raging, not to take it out on others through gratuitous outward upset. Gratuitous outward upset. Interesting. Basically keeping our cool, not making our family and friends suffer for our internal strife. Then comes distraction and agency and the great indifference, two principles that go together. We distract ourselves with our work and our play and our hobbies and our sports and our politics and our religion, our sense of God, prayer, things like that. It's all a big, big distraction to keep us from recognizing that we are alone, if not as an individual, but at least as a species, as a form of life on Earth. There doesn't seem to be any God or gods looking after us. No one who's minding the store. We're alone. And we can easily disguise that fact by all the things that we can attend to that are a great distraction. Because otherwise we're faced with what seems to be our isolation and aloneness. Some of us don't want to see that. I don't understand why. It's scary. Then comes the best seat in the house, to not want to be anyone else or be anywhere else or be doing anything else, but to be okay with who I am, where I am, and what I'm doing right here, right now, right here. Next comes 5 principles that go together. These are the restless man, the path of wildness, the great life adventure. Did I get it right? The restless man, the path of wildness, the great life adventure, maybe just the 3, not 5. I thought there was one with 5. Did I skip something? Oh no, the 5 was the earlier with the temperance one, right? This is just 3. The 5 are temperance, life will not go well. Life will not go well. There's a horror show, that which must be born, and the Feast of Woeful. That's the 5. This is the 3. Path of the restless man, the great life, the path of wildness, and the great life adventure. Some of us, maybe all of us, to a greater or lesser degree, will feel some restlessness in life, some wanting to for something that's not quite happening or we didn't quite do. Maybe if you do it when you're young, you won't feel that way. But if you don't do it when you're young, it usually starts when we're in our late teens and early 20s. Some restless wandering for adventure kind of takes that form. If you don't do it, it won't go away. It tends to haunt us. It gets worse, in fact. And, you can mitigate that with distractions, especially there's some dangerous ones like drugs and alcohol. What do I say? Sex. There's all kinds of things you can do to kind of mask it, going to nightclubs and listening to pounding music and one night stands and whatever. But really, none of that really quite satisfies you. You can kind of press it away with a credit card spending sprees that kind of give you instantaneous little moments of endorphin pumps in your head. It doesn't do the same. The only way to really mitigate the want of adventure is through the execution of adventure, preferably when that adventure calls when we're young. That's what I call the restless man or woman.
If we choose to attempt to do something about it, then we step on the path of wildness, which, as I like to say, is easy to find. It's the course of a stream. It's leaves blown in the wind. It's a beast's track through the brush. And it's the direction of our first inclination. The path of wildness leads us to the great life adventure. The great life adventure is the one and only thing, really, that will satiate that longing desire of restlessness. Give it to yourself when you're young, stupid, broke, able to recover, and you'll enjoy dividends the rest of your life. Put it off, and your chances diminish and eventually fade and disappear altogether, and you can spend the last decade of your life wishing for something that you can never have. Yeah, go ahead, go out and try it. There's ways that you can try in old age, but you're too old, you're too wise, you're too rich, you're too secure, you know too much, you're too scared. And you need to be young and stupid and broke and resilient to really make the best use of a great life adventure. Sorry, it just seems to be that way. Okay, next comes the risk of avoiding risk. There's a surface level risks of life and a deep risk. The surface level risks are things like education, career, home and family, and saving for retirement. Tending to those things through our adult life are good ideas, but watch out if you feel called to the deeper risk. Deeper risk is the aforementioned. Typically, it's a longing for adventure of some sort. And I'm finding as the internet is revealing that this longing is quite general and quite widespread. Almost everybody seems to feel it to a greater or lesser degree. Then comes the risk of, I did that one, the risk of avoiding risk, and then the sin and damnation. There are 7 sins in my worldview. These are as follows: falsity, credulity, faith, superstition, dogma, authority, rumor, and gossip. Did I say 7? I meant 8. Believing things too readily, being untruthful, and spreading rumors and trading in gossip. These are the sins in my worldview that lead to a form of damnation in the here and now. Next comes complete oblivion. Since I believe that we don't have a soul, there is no God, there's no heaven or hell, no afterlife. We won't see our loved ones again after death. We won't have a chance to reconcile any differences, and there won't be any final justice. We need to attend to all that stuff now. Pet the dog while you can. The bullseye aim, shooting for the mark but usually missing. Uphill climb, trudge, 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 keep on moving up. Don't be sitting on the sofa all day long just watching TV shows. I mean, you can if you want to, but I think that's kind of I wouldn't want to do that. Oh, what a waste of a day. I'd rather be out doing stuff. It's my of course, my own personal judgment call. But whatever is for you that makes the best use of the day. Arena and utility. Life is an arena for the development of our principles and objectives that we get to use in the execution of our better living. Nothing is enough. A suggestion beyond temperance towards abstinence and the benefits that come of less. And then lastly, the principle of fun. A reminder to enjoy our life now, enjoy the thoughts and the remembrance of good times we've had in the past and then the coming future. Plan fun things out. Don't just wait for them to happen, but actually plan and make them happen. Like, what can I do with that today? Yumiko said I should have some fun today, and she's usually right. Probably I should take the motorcycle for a ride, but I want to do a couple of things first. Maybe I'll tend to those things first this morning here at the house, then I'll take the motorcycle for a ride, following Yumiko's advice. With that said, I'll finish for now. I fed the dogs, as you saw. Now I'll walk the dogs. And then when I get back, I'll take care of the stuff that I wanted to take care of here, which is namely, I wanted to think about, I don't want to go upstairs read the Bible before I walk the dogs. Then I want to think about how I'm going to continue thinking about how I'm going to market my book. I've got ideas. And maybe after that, I'll go for a motorcycle ride. What do you think, Rudy? Okay. Be safe. You're not too safe. Take care. Say bye-bye, Rudy.